welcome to episode 3 of Weekend Opinions. I am your host, Esteban Ortega, and here with us today we have two special guests, Coulter Barnes, who will be in every episode, and Hunter Adams.
Did you just say Hunter Adams?
I did. That is what I said.
This is Charbel, man. The manager.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hunter couldn't be on this episode. He was busy, couldn't make it. So we got Charbel to be the special guest. So thank you for being here, Charbel. Like he said, he's our manager. He's our jack of all trade. He helps us out behind the scenes, and now he's gonna be on an episode. So welcome, Charbel.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for having me.
For sure. So, as always, I have a corny joke for all of you. So, why were Percy's grades not good at school? Because they were below sea level.
That was a good one.
Yep. Thought it was funny.
Yeah. So, you two have heard that Percy Jackson they're making a Disney Plus series for Percy Jackson, right?
Apparently, yes.
Yeah. So about a month ago, maybe a little more, Rick Riordan, the author of the Percy Jackson series, which all three of us have read and are big fans of, Rick Riordan said that they're gonna be creating a show on Disney Plus for Percy Jackson, which is really exciting because the last time that a live action adaptation was made for the books, it was awful. Fox made 2 movies, and we don't speak about them.
I don't know. I mean, personally, for me, I do find it kind of scary, the fact that they're trying it again.
Well, but this time, Rick Riordan is in charge of it. Like, he has final say. So he's not going to let them.
Yeah, I hope it does turn out better for everybody.
Because he has the say you're saying. But I know it's not good as the books or anything, but I didn't mind the...
Coulter, you there? Unfortunately, Coulter just froze. And he's back. There you are.
I don't know what happened. Sorry about that.
Technical difficulties. That's what happens when you record over Zoom. So what were you saying, Coulter?
So I was just saying, I know it's not as good as the book, but I did enjoy the first movie. The second one was terrible. Don't get me wrong. And the first one, obviously, but it wasn't as bad. I kind of enjoyed the first one a little bit.
The first one wasn't awful. It cut a lot of things out of the book, but it didn't. It was
but
still.
Most movie adaptations of books do that. Like they cut a lot of things out of the book.
It wasn't, though. It was mediocre. It was like you know. It wasn't like. What really was bad about it is they aged up the characters. They cut some important scenes out, and they did change the characters' personalities, but it's still like for younger audiences, which it's aimed towards. It was like my brother. He enjoyed the first movie. He really liked it. Like, he didn't care that he didn't even realize like the characters were older, and like that kind of stuff just like goes over younger kids' heads.
Well, yeah. And I mean, I still think the actors are going to be older than what they're meant to be. Like, they're not going to have a 10-year-old playing, they're going to be a little bit older, I think.
Well,
Most people are.
Except, I mean, I still think they should put the actual actors around the age range, or at least make them look like that. Because the other ones, they were just old.
yeah. So Rick Royden said they are getting actors that are the correct age. He is making sure that that Percy in season 1 will be 12, and like all of them will be the correct age. So what they're gonna do is get some, like what Harry Potter did, find not very well-known child actors to portray the characters.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, like, if you look at most movies, like, they'll have a 20-year-old playing a 16-year-old or something like that. They do that in a lot of movies. So I'm just saying, like you said, Rick Riordan said they'll be around the right age, but also sometimes they're a little bit older.
He said for sure they will be the correct
Okay,
age.
for
They
sure.
won't be older. He's making
All right.
sure, because that was
Oh,
one of the things he really hated about the movies. Like, so Rick Royden hates the Percy Jackson movies more than the
Dude,
fans
I would
do.
hate them too if they made it off of my book and I wasn't
Uh-huh.
even a part of it.
yeah. You know, all of those actors are signed on for a 3-movie deal.
Who? What?
All the actors from the Percy Jackson movies,
Oh yeah, they
they're
were.
signed on for a 3-movie deal.
But the second one was so terrible that
Yeah.
no one wanted a third one.
No, if the studio made them, they would have to do a 3rd movie, but they're not gonna make them.
Good.
One, they're way too old now. They're like 30s probably, and then they're not. There's no way.
Yeah, it's not the actors' fault that the movies were bad. It was the writers and the directors' fault. Like, nothing against the actors that played those characters. They were great actors. It was unfortunate that they got forced to act in such a letdown of a movie.
Because, like you said, they were good actors and stuff. I like Alexandra Daddario. That's the one who played
Annabeth.
Maribeth. Yes. I liked her as an actress. I like the guy who played Percy, and my favorite was the guy who played the satyr.
Grover. Yeah.
Grover. I can't remember. I'm blanking on all their names.
When was that movie? When did that come out?
2011.
What?
2011.
Let me see if I can find it.
That movie.
Let's see.
2013 was when that was when Sea of Monsters.
Yep.
What about the first one?
I was right. It's 2010. I was close.
2010.
Ooh.
Yeah. Man, that's so
I was a
they
year
were
off.
so they were already too old in the first movie, and then it took 3 years for the next movie to come out. That's they were
Well, that's with most movies. You know.
yeah, well, like for Harry Potter, it came out every year, so that the character
That's not
almost no, there was like 1 year where it was two. There was one movie that
There's a
it
bunch
took
of years
like
where it
2
was
years.
like 2 years. Watch. For Harry Potter. Let's see. All right. So the first one came out in 2001.
Mm-hmm. Second one in
Then
2002.
2002.
The third one was in
Then
2004.
2004, which took 2 years.
Yep.
And then 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2007.
No, you're. Oh yes,
Nope.
yeah.
Came out 2007. Then 2009.
Uh-huh.
Then 2010. Then 2011.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So for the most part, it was every year. There was like 2, 3 that were a couple years. So it was pretty good about it. But like 3 years for characters that are already too old to play those characters.
Oh, yeah. For sure. That's true. It's you're right. They should have gotten actors closer to the ages
Uh,
if they were gonna do that.
yeah.
But there's nothing you can do now. It's in the past.
We're
Mhm.
stuck with it.
It's just another horrible stain on history.
Mhm. I'm excited to see who they cast for the Olympians, because that's where they can get some big name actors, like for the adult
True.
roles.
True.
Uh,
They probably could.
I actually made a fan casting for it.
Yeah, I remember. And I know you put one of them for Apollo. You do a younger
I
Chris
changed that.
Evans.
I changed that one. I found someone.
Oh,
Yeah.
now you changed it. Got it.
Uh,
Who'd you
Um,
change it to?
Okay, so for Apollo, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, for Apollo, I said Sam Claflin. Sam Claflin's the actor that played that guy from the Hunger Games. What's his name? The one with the one from with the trident. The one from the water district. What's his name? Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
I don't know.
I have no clue, man.
I don't know, but I feel like he would make a good Apollo. He has that look to him.
I will say that I did agree with like a Chris Evans from from when the Fantastic Four came out.
Yeah.
You know?
Fantastic Four, Chris Evans. If you could time travel, grab that Chris Evans. Perfect Apollo.
I agree on that. That is facts.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, just he's changed as an actor since getting the role of Captain America.
Uh-huh.
Like before he was kind of that I don't know, boyish, kind of childish actor. Like those were his roles. And then he got this serious Captain America role, and he's been he's kind of really fit into that role and changed as an
Mhm.
actor, I think.
Well, also at this point, he'd be too old to portray
For sure.
Apollo, because
Yeah.
in the books, Apollo appeared as like a college age person.
Yeah. And he's what, 40 now?
Yeah, Chris Evans is somewhere around there.
Yeah. So, I know we're talking about all of the Percy Jacksons and stuff, and we said terrible. What are some of the worst movies you guys have watched? Worst movies.
Oh, I know the worst movie I've ever had to sit through. Yeah, so you two know that I have two younger siblings, right? So
Yes.
there's a lot of Disney Channel watching in my house. So probably like 2 years ago 2 years ago, the Disney Channel original movie Zombies came out. I think it was 2 years ago, somewhere around there. I had to sit through however long it was, probably like 2 hours of that movie. The worst movie I've ever watched, period.
I hated
Whoa,
that movie with
whoa.
a burning passion.
Whoa, guys.
You don't have a say in this. That movie sucked.
I watched. No, it was pretty terrible, I will say. But I did like some of the songs. You can't disagree with that. Some of them were okay, and I watched the second one. It was also terrible.
I did not watch the second one because of how terrible the first one was. I did not want to put myself through that. Neither my siblings also hated it, and they're the target audience, and they also hated it. So it's not just me.
Well, I miss the old Disney Channel original movies like Lemonade Mouth or High School Musical. Those are good. Those are classics.
I've never actually seen High School Musical.
Really?
Uncultured.
Well, my sister watched them, and so I watched all of them growing up because she's only 2 years older than me, but I watched them growing up with her, and they're pretty. I enjoyed them. They're a big part of my childhood, and then I loved Lemonade Mouth. That was just a good movie. And then let's see, what else was there? I don't know, but there was some good Camp Rock. That was good.
I've seen that.
Uh huh. There was
Halloween Town.
Halloween Town. That
Yeah,
is amazing. I
That's a
watch that
good
every year.
one.
I watch that every year at Halloween. Halloween Town.
yeah,
That's
that
a
one.
classic.
Didn't they make a second one?
And a
Uh-huh.
third
I
one.
think they made like 3
Yeah,
because it was just the first one was so good. The first one's the best, hands down. What do you guys think about Descendants?
I actually really liked the first one, and then the second one was okay. The third one was terrible. I hated the third one. I was really disappointed.
Oh, I enjoyed all of them. Like you said, the first one's the best. I feel like
Oh
that's the
man,
case with usually better, for sure. But I enjoyed all of them personally. I think the worst movie that I have ever seen. I don't know I can't remember what it was called, but we rented it. I rented it from some movie place with my family, and it was some
hmm
Canadian film, like filmed in Canada by a Canadian production company. The worst movie I have ever seen. I don't even know what they were thinking. Or maybe Ant Boy. Ant Boy was also terrible. I think their voices were off. I don't think they were even using the real actors' voices. Like their mouths moved different than the audio. It was just a terrible movie.
Ant Boy, the knockoff of Ant Man.
Yeah. No, this kid was like an actual ant. He had like weird ant powers. Like Ant-Man just shrinks and grows. This kid has like he needed to eat sugar and he could climb on walls and it was really
So
weird.
he's an ant with diabetes.
Pretty much. Yeah, it was I mean, if you want to sit through a movie and have a good laugh, I would totally recommend watching. But I do not watch Ant Boy. There's 2 of them too. I don't know how they got money for a second one.
What was that, Coulter? You cut out again. You definitely need to fix your internet connection over there.
It's not my fault. I'm
No,
just
I'm not.
there's 2 movies of Ant Boy. I don't know how there is. They got money to make a second one. Like
Ant Kid.
what?
Yeah, I don't know how
It just
that happens. Like, one movie comes out, no one likes it, and then a sequel comes out, and you're like, how? Huh? Huh? Who
yeah.
asked for this?
Sequel that don't get a sequel. You know?
What, what was that? You cut out again.
Yeah, something's wrong with my internet. But I was saying there's like movies you want a sequel but you don't get one or you don't get one for a really long time. And then there's movies that
Incredibles.
are terrible that get a sequel right away.
Yeah. Yeah, like Incredibles, that's a really good movie that everyone wanted a sequel to, and it took 12 years for the sequel to come out.
I mean, I think so, but
Yeah.
at the end of it,
Oh,
it
Incredibles took like 14
was very enjoyable.
years. Yeah. It came out with like almost I think it came out in 2000. And then the second one took 15 years or something like that. 14 years. I was 14 when it came out.
14
The
years.
second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, like everyone wanted that sequel, and it just took, like, you're like, come on, Pixar, like, give us the sequel.
They had a perfect setup for a sequel. They had it at the end of the first one.
Huh.
You know? It was just like, I don't know. And then, you know, Ant Boy gets a sequel right away, 2 years later.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what took so long.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
wanted
don't
to
know.
make it. They wanted to make sure it was as good as the original.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty good. You know, I
Mhm.
enjoyed it. But the original is obviously still better.
Yeah, but it was close for like rarely are sequels better than the original, but it was close.
Are there any movies you can think of that have a better sequel than original?
Um, Captain
That's a tough
America.
question.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier was the best of the 3 Captain America movies.
I disagree. I very much enjoyed the original.
No,
I
the
like the
original was great. I loved the original, but Winter Soldier is one of the best Marvel movies.
I stand with Esteban on this one. I really enjoyed the second one.
Yeah.
I did too, but I don't know. I just liked the first one a lot. I don't know.
Nobody cares about your opinion, Colton.
I know no one does. That's why apparently I'm the special guest every week. No.
Yes, good. He's finally accepting it.
Well, no one. It's just no one's ever cared about my opinion, so
Man.
here I am just saying things.
It's okay, bro. We forgive you.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
No homo.
Oh, Thor Ragnarok. That's a sequel that's
Okay,
way better
Yes.
than the.
No, I agree. That one I can agree with 100%. That was better than both the movies.
That's my favorite Marvel movie.
Was that the one
Yeah.
with the chick and she had like the black horns?
Yes.
The ugly one?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it was so the first one and then the second one was terrible. And then the third one was just amazing. So the first one was okay. Second one was terrible. Third one was amazing. Well, they just had a really good director. Taika Waititi is an amazing director. Like, overall, he's just an awesome director.
Yeah, everything that he's directed, I have loved.
Yeah, me too. And he plays what is he? He plays the Rock.
Korg.
He plays Korg. Yeah. So it's pretty funny.
Dude, Thor in Endgame though was so funny.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I think Thor as a character got funnier over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was like super serious in the first 2, and then Thor Ragnarok and Endgame he just got funny.
And Infinity War.
Yeah, and in Infinity War.
In Endgame, in Endgame I didn't really think he was. So they made a couple of jokes with him, but like for the most part, he was supposed to be like represent. So he was like depressed during Endgame. He was supposed to be like a sad, serious character in Endgame, and I thought they did it.
He was an alcoholic, Esteban.
Yeah, well, because he was depressed, half the world got snapped away, and he felt like it was his fault.
Yeah, well, he should have gone for the head.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Well, when he threw his hammer, I thought it was going for his arm. I thought he was going to chop off his arm, but no, he just goes like right in the chest.
I mean,
Bro, Thanos is just too dummy thick. It wouldn't pierce.
Well, no, it did pierce, but then it didn't kill him instantly. So Thanos was able to snap, kill himself, and kill half the universe.
Thanos didn't kill himself.
No, heal himself.
Oh, heal. Yeah.
Wow. I was like, Endgame wouldn't exist, bro.
No, I said heal.
He just snapped himself out of existence.
Well, the Russo brothers did say that Thanos included himself in the 50% thing. Like, he wasn't safe from the snap.
Well, why couldn't Thanos just, like, pull a Tony Stark and just die?
Well, Stark is just like a regular human being, and like.
Well, also the Infinity Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet helped channel the power. They had just Tony Stark tech that couldn't channel the power.
Well, Thanos is also like a lot stronger than Stark is. Like.
Well, yeah, but if you look, you can see like, so you know how when Tony got the Infinity Stones, like there's a bunch of like power coursing through his veins, like you can see all the colors.
Uh-huh.
The same thing sort of started happening to Thanos when he got the Iron Man gauntlet,
Mhm.
but not when he had the Infinity.
Well, no, so that did happen to Thanos when he had the gauntlet as well, the Infinity Gauntlet. So in Infinity War, when he added the last stone, he like goes back and like is in pain for a little bit, and like rainbow colors start coursing up his body, but then they fade away. And so he like he's not like a regular human, or like he's a lot stronger. He's able to hold the power stone like without it killing him and stuff. So like with Tony Stark, what he did when he made the gauntlet, he also adjusted his suit so that he knew that he might have to use the stones at some point. So he made his suit where it would channel it and like keep it from getting to his body. That's why it slowly went up his body, and you could see it creeping up his neck.
Mm-hmm. But
Like,
I'm just saying, like, the Infinity Gauntlet was made specifically for the Infinity Stones, so it could help control the power a little more. That's why Thanos was able to just hang on to the stones, you know?
well, I disagree. I think Tony Stark's suit actually handled the power better because it like spread it out, and like had Stark put on the Infinity Gauntlet with no suit on and just put on Thanos's Infinity Gauntlet with all the stones in there, he would have died instantly. Like he wouldn't have been able to get a snap off. But he specifically designed his suit so it would slow down the stone's powers to keep him alive long enough to get a snap off.
But it was made with like from Thor's what is that forgery called? It was in the middle of the Dying Star.
Wasn't it made?
Nidavellir,
Oh,
right?
by the dwarf dude.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was.
But it was made out of like mystic metal or something. So like
Yeah,
from space. Like, what are you competing with, bro?
yeah, you're competing with Tony Stark tech versus an Infinity Gauntlet. Like the Infinity
Right.
Gauntlet was specifically made for the Infinity Stones. It's in the name.
Right. I agree, but the gauntlet was just made so Thanos knew he could handle the power of the 6 Infinity Stones. So the point of the Infinity Gauntlet wasn't to keep him alive while using the stones. Like he knew, I put this on, I'll be fine. The point of it was to hold the power. Like so, it would. But the point of Stark's suit when he got the stones was to keep Stark alive. It wasn't like they had different purposes.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but I'm still sticking with my opinion that the Infinity Gauntlet is better than Stark's suit.
Yes, it's better at channeling the power.
And I don't think Tony Stark would have like you said, I don't think he could have handled all the power, but I don't think he would have died instantly with the Infinity Gauntlet.
He wouldn't be able to get a snap off. That's for sure.
I think he would. But to be fair, we don't have the science behind it, so we wouldn't know for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, what have we've been over best movies. What are your best movies? What are your favorite movies?
All right. Unpopular opinion. My favorite movie of all time is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the first one.
How's that an unpopular opinion? That's a great movie. I'm sure
A
it's a
lot
ton
of
of people's favorite.
some reason a lot of people don't like Fantastic Beasts.
I enjoyed
I
that
think it's just because
movie.
it's like different from the Harry Potter. Maybe they just don't like that, possibly. But it was an amazing movie. It was really well done.
Yeah, I really liked the first one. The second one was
Second one
um
was pretty good too.
it was, but it was confusing and like there was definitely a lot of plot holes and issues in that one.
Uh-huh.
But the
Yeah,
first
but
one,
it was still a good movie. The second one, they did a really good job with that whole series. I think.
mhm.
I
Well,
think
like
they're
so,
gonna come out with another one.
I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes right now, and so for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the first one, uh, it got a 74% from the critics and a 79% from the audience. And like compared to the Harry Potter movies, that is nowhere close to where those were.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's different from the Harry Potter movies, so
Uh-huh.
people would be mad.
And then for Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, it was certified rotten. It got a 36% from credits and a 54% from the audience.
Huh.
Yeah.
It wasn't a terrible movie though.
So the first time I watched it, I was kind of like, the pace is really fast and like there certainly are issues with it. But my second time watching it, I enjoyed it a lot more and I was able to follow what was going on better. But even when you understand what's happening and why everything is how it is, um, there are still plot holes. Like you know how Professor McGonagall was in Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald.
Mm-hmm.
She shouldn't have been. She wasn't born yet. Like, so that's something that made a lot of fans upset.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna happen a little bit, like inconsistencies. I think.
Well, J.K.
Um,
Rowling was the one in charge of it. Like, how did she mess that up?
well, she's also been under like a lot of scrutiny lately for stuff that she said.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
like she said that Dumbledore was gay, and I don't know how much truth there is
Whoa,
behind that.
whoa.
I mean, she's the writer. She is the writer, but
She,
like like there's just I don't know. She's just like there's been a lot of
yeah. So,
What
like,
do you what do you
so
get out of
about that.
calling Dumbledore gay?
Hmm?
Was there an indication that that baffles me? Hold on, wait.
there
Dumbledore's
wasn't.
gay?
That's the thing.
Yeah,
She
that's
said
what made so many fans angry. It wasn't the fact that he was gay that made them angry. It was the fact that she said it after the fact and there was no indication ever that that was the
Like, why
case.
would you add that though? People were fine with the way it was.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, since Harry Potter came out, J.K. Rowling has said a lot of controversial
she's had a
things.
lot of trouble.
Yeah, like recently, she said some really insensitive and just not great things. And like, so
Well, she said things about transgender women, and like the entire cast of Harry Potter just distanced themselves from her.
yeah,
Good.
Like it didn't associate. They completely unassociated, and like fans and stuff have like
yeah,
I've seen a bunch of things that are like they're making jokes. It's like here is here's Daniel Radcliffe, the amazing writer of Harry Potter. You know, they just kind of completely are done with J.K. Rowling.
yeah. I think you can still enjoy. So even though J.K. Rowling has said some not great things, some really bad, insensitive things, I think you can still enjoy the Harry Potter books and the movies and separate the art from the creator, the art from the artist. Just because you like the books and stuff doesn't mean you're supporting J.K. Rowling's views.
I
Because
get
like,
that.
books, there's a lot of the books have really good messages, like inclusiveness, all that kind of stuff. Like it's really good. So even though now J.K. Rowling has said some really controversial stuff, that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to like the books and the movies anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Is my
No, I
opinion.
totally get that. I do have some issues with that, in some ways, because well, like, I don't know, it's just like if you think about a lot of different things, like even music artists like Chris Brown or XXXTentacion, like they were domestic abusers. So I don't know like how much like I do that, like separate the art from the art from the artist is sometimes a little hard for me personally. And I get what you're saying, like you should be able to enjoy it and not be supporting what the artist says, but I do sometimes have a little bit of trouble with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, so we went on a huge tangent there. Sherbel, what's your favorite movie all time?
My favorite movie. Man, I'm not really sure to be honest, but I definitely know it's the worst. There was this one on Netflix. It was such a low budget program, but it was called Zoombies with 2 O's instead of 1 O. And overall, it was just such a garbage film that, you know, when a movie is so trash that you just find it funny at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's supposed to be a scary movie, and you're just laughing.
Zombie. Was it about zombies in the zoo or?
Yeah, like there was this outbreak or something that people had, and it was just in the zoo. Like it couldn't. I don't know why I watched the movie, to be honest. It was a waste of time.
Man,
Yeah, that does sound terrible.
That's 2 zombie movies we paid it.
Yeah, but the one Zombies wasn't actually a zombie movie. It's a Disney Channel movie. Like, that's not a zombie movie.
I mean, it was called Zombies, so.
Yeah, but all the zombies and people sung and danced together. Let's be honest. It's not a zombie movie.
I felt like it was a knockoff of High School Musical.
Yeah, it kind of was. It was a little bit.
Yeah.
And they combined High School Musical and Descendants. You know those two?
It
And
did feel like
mashed
that.
them into one. It was weird.
It was the worst of both worlds.
Bro, mash them in one, cut the budget in half. Boom.
No, the sad thing is I'm pretty sure the budget was high for that movie.
That's great. You just gotta love it when they give lots of money to terrible movies.
That ain't it.
Gives you more to laugh about.
All right, so Coulter, what's your favorite movie all time?
Oh, all-time favorite movie, hands down, Aladdin.
That's a great movie.
The original Aladdin Disney movie. That's just I've always loved it. I like Disney a lot, but hands down, that's the best of all time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the most modern one?
I actually enjoyed it. It's not the same as the original. It's not as good, but I actually enjoyed it a lot. I liked it. I thought they did a good job with it, but it's not the same as the original.
It wasn't a bad remake. It was better than the Lion King remake. So yeah, the thing about the Aladdin remake, it wasn't bad, but if I'm ever, so I sit down and I'm like, I want to watch Aladdin. There would never be a time where I would watch the remake instead of the original. That's just my personal opinion.
I just thought they did it, like Will Smith, I thought did a great job as the genie.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not Robin Williams and no one can be, but he did a great job as the genie, I thought. Then there was I thought the person who played Aladdin, and there was a lot of great dancing in that movie, actually. Like the choreography was amazing in that movie, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And they added a song for Jasmine, which I actually really enjoyed. I like that song a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't bad. It was a good movie, but in my opinion, it doesn't come close to the original, and so
Well, of course.
I would always prefer to watch the original Aladdin instead of the remake.
Mhm. I would say a close second top movie for me. It's not. It's Aladdin's still my favorite, but a close second would probably be The Greatest Showman.
I recently watched that. I felt like it felt rushed when I was watching it. Like it jumped from, so it started off at like one, so it started off in the future, right? Like with that final show. And I felt like it was rushing to get to that point. Like the pacing seemed off of the movie.
I mean, I don't necessarily know about that. I mean, I guess you're kind of right. Like they did go like a lot of places and like the circus grew real quick. But you do have to fit it in a certain amount of time. Like at the same time it does have to fit in a certain amount of time. But also I thought it was I really enjoyed the movie. And I love the music. I thought the music was awesome. I like Hugh Jackman a lot. That was Zac Efron's comeback since High School Musical, in my opinion. That was like, his kind of like comeback movie, I think, because I've seen him in a lot more stuff since then. I think, like Baywatch, he's been in, and he has his own show on Netflix now, and stuff like that. But and then Zendaya was in it, and everyone loves Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
So
She didn't get a big enough role, I felt.
She's just Zac Efron's love interest.
Yeah, she had no depth, no character depth. That's what it was missing. It was too fast paced that it didn't have time to have character growth for any of the characters, except for maybe the main character.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. I think Hugh Jackman had a bit of character growth in there, but you're right. For the most part, not really.
Yeah, there was no character development.
I just thought the music was really amazing in it. Like, I thought that was like a great sound or score, and I just thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm. So did you hear that it's gonna be on Disney Plus?
The movie?
Yeah. Is it already there? I heard that it's
No, it's
gonna
not
be
already
on
Disney Plus.
Not there yet. So it's going to be pretty soon. Yeah. It's going to be on there pretty soon. And then
that'll be cool.
The Mulan remake is going straight to Disney Plus. Did you hear about that?
I'm scared to watch the Mulan remake.
The Mulan remake isn't a musical.
Yeah, it's weird. The trailer doesn't look good. I'm still going to watch it because like it's Disney and it's Mulan, so I'm going to watch it, but like so about it going to Disney Plus, it's not, so you know how Onward went to Disney Plus? It just went straight there.
And so did
Frozen
Artemis
2.
Fowl.
And Artemis Fowl.
Frozen 2 went out in the theaters.
Yes, it did. It was out for a little bit in theaters. Yeah. But so it's not going like that. It's gonna be on Disney Plus, but you have to pay $30 to be able to watch it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until it's free included on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because aren't you already on the subscription?
Huh?
Because aren't y'all already on the subscription?
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't want to have to pay $30.
Yeah. So their reasoning is, a family going to the theaters, to watch Mulan, you're gonna pay at least $30 for that at very minimum. That's $30 would be for 3 people to go to the movies, not get any snacks, drinks, popcorn, anything like that. Just 3 people to go and watch. And then if you have that would be like bare minimum. So that's Disney's reasoning. They're trying to make up the money they lose by putting it straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's fair, but it's but I'm not willing to pay $30, especially after hearing about it. Like the main so it's not a musical. There's like a witch in it or something. It's not Genghis Khan. That's not the main antagonist.
They changed
And
it.
and then the Mulan's love interest, the captain, he doesn't exist anymore, and he split into two guys.
Ah, very, very nice.
No, not really.
I was being sarcastic.
I
Yeah,
figured.
they changed up the whole thing. I'm not gonna pay $30 to watch that.
Yeah. No,
No.
I wasn't gonna go watch it in theaters if theaters were still a thing.
Yeah, me neither.
And so I was gonna wait for it to go to Disney Plus and then watch it. So that's what I'm still gonna do. I'm gonna wait until it's included in the regular subscription.
Yeah, me too. Now, I would have to say also Spider-Man, Spider-Man in what's it called again?
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes, Into the Spider-Verse. I was gonna say multiverse, but I knew that was wrong. But that one, that soundtrack is amazing. The art is super awesome. They did an amazing job with that
That
one.
was
That
a
one
great
rocked.
movie.
And
I
they're gonna
can't
make a
wait for the
second one.
sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, they said it's gonna be even more like colorful or something than the first one. Like better art or something. It's gonna be crazy, I think.
Yeah, I really liked the animation style they used. It was
Well, they
really
used
cool.
like yeah, me too. But they
It
also
looked
did it like semi-comic book
It
too.
looked like a comic book, which
Uh-huh.
was really cool.
And the music, I thought the soundtrack was awesome. Like
Uh-huh.
they did a really good job with that. It was just a good movie overall.
Yeah.
Everybody was
um,
comparing it to Black Panther's soundtrack.
Yeah, Black Panther. Well, Kendrick Lamar worked on that. Like that was his whole production, was the Black Panther soundtrack, and I thought he did a really good job with that too.
Real quick, rank the Spider-Man movies, like the original Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and Into the Spider-Verse. What's your order?
Okay, Into the Spider-Verse, original Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
Same here.
Yeah. I think because of Spider-Man 3, I'd have to put Tom Holland's Spider-Man above Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, because of Spider-Man 3 wasn't great.
But it wasn't bad either.
It wasn't bad, but so the first Spider-Man was amazing. The second one was good, but not great. And then the third one was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd rank it Into the Spider-Verse, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and then Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, I thought, did a good job. It just wasn't like, it just wasn't good enough to be better than any of the other ones.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't great.
I felt like he didn't look like Peter Parker. He, like, I didn't like the casting for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, I just think Tom Holland's Spider-Man is good, but I think the original is just better. Like hands down, you know.
So overall, I like Tom Holland's better. The one thing I like about the original Spider-Man with Maguire is that it had more of the like original characters, like Harry Osborn. I really wish that Harry Osborn was part of the Tom Holland universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't
Well,
like
yeah.
how they portrayed Flash Thompson in the Tom Holland one. Like he's like
He's not a bully. Well, he's kind of a bully, but he's more of
he
like
is
a
a
rich
bully, but
brat.
like he's
Not really.
he's like not a threat. Like I mean, like he doesn't look threatening. Like he's like in the original Spider-Man, and then like the comics, he's like the varsity football quarterback. He's like tall, buff bully guy, and like in
Well, and he actually bullied Peter Parker, like physically bullied him,
yeah,
versus
and
the
like
Flash Thompson is just like says a couple mean things to him.
yeah, he's
Like
like
it
he
doesn't
has
do
that
anything.
one joke where he has that one nickname for Peter Parker, and then that's like it.
Yeah, and like he doesn't do anything to Peter Parker. Like he doesn't make his life miserable or anything.
And
It's
like
just like if like someone was like that, it's just like, oh, he's a jerk. Who cares? If
uh-huh.
someone was like that to me,
Right, yeah,
you
and
know?
like another thing, so like in the comics, he was like the most popular kid at the school, that kind of stuff. Like everyone liked him. He was like your
And
typical
it doesn't seem like anyone
cool
really
kid.
likes him.
Yeah, in Tom Holland in the MCU version, he's like everyone's like, shut up, Flash. Like
Yeah,
no one likes him. So like
yeah, pretty
it
much.
doesn't work.
No. Well, at first I didn't even know he was Flash Thompson until they called him Flash. I was just like, you know, well, because
Yeah,
if you like, Flash Thompson is like in all the movies and the books, he's like a tall, buff, blonde jock. You
blue
know?
eyes, blonde hair, white, tall.
Yeah, and this he was short.
Uh-huh.
He had like he was not white. He had like long
Hispanic.
hair. He
Of
was
course.
not. He definitely wasn't a jock. Like he was just like a rich brat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You
Although I
know?
do like what they were doing with his character development in Far From Home. Like with his how his parents like he doesn't have a like how the that his parents didn't come to pick him up from the trip, and he's like he kind of has a it seems like they're gonna give him a really like good backstory.
Uh huh.
So I do like what
Maybe.
they're doing with the character development, but just like yeah.
Yeah. Wait, it'll. I think it'll be good. But like you said, I do miss the Harry.
Mhm.
In it, that's also a good classic. And I mean, I thought Zendaya she's a really good MJ. It was just
Yeah,
like
I liked that's
at
the
first I was a little caught off because MJ's, like a redhead kind of,
yeah,
So
that's
I
the
was a
one
little caught off.
that's the one that I did really like. I having um Zendaya as MJ, that I felt like that was a really good decision. That was the one that paid off.
Yeah. I mean, Zendaya's a great actress and everyone loves her. And she did do a good job. I was just a little at first, like a little caught off guard, I guess, by it because it's not what you picture MJ.
Right.
Also in
Yeah.
Homecoming when he liked the other girl, I was like, "Where's MJ?" You know?
What the hell?
Yeah. I was like, "Who
Yeah.
is this?" It's not even like it wasn't even Gwen or anything. It was just,
Who are
who
you?
is this person? But then it worked out.
Yeah. Well, I think here's a good place to end it for the day. Shabal, thank you for joining us today. It's nice
Thank you,
having you.
Shabelle.
No problem, guys.
Once again, if you have any comments, suggestions, questions for us, our email is in the show notes, so you can look for it there. Also, so it's weekendopinionspodcast@gmail.com. Weekend being spelled WEAKEND. So you can email us there. Also, we do have a Patreon if you'd like to support us in any way.
Remember, vote Coulter for the one true host.
Nah, host of sub one is where it's at. Gotta vote there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it's a way you can vote on the host. It also gives you access to our Discord server. And yeah, so that will also be in the show notes. So thank you for listening, and we hope
Yeah,
to see
thank
you
you.
next time.